and you ask yourself, for how long will this continue? I think most of the opposition parties are not taking advantage of the failings of situations around them to really strike.
Victor, you're absolutely right. Our opposition parties are pretending to actually be supporters of the party in power. There's actually no opposition party in Nigeria as it is. And that is why a lot of things have gone wrong, a lot of things are still going wrong in government, are still going wrong in the country, and there's actually no voice. From the organized labor groups to the political parties themselves, there's virtually no opposition because it's like almost everybody had been coerced into a political position of answering off and say, well, let's just keep on moving until we get to the last bridge. As it is, what has happened in Zamfara is enough to get the IG police standing somewhere and say, gentlemen, hands off. It's enough to get the security services to say, gentlemen, we have actually been conquered by terrorist country. It's enough for even the president to call up his service chiefs and address the nation on this and say, look, what exactly is happening around me? But as it is, this has happened and nobody says anything. And that goes a long way to show you that Nigeria's approach towards managing terrorism has more or less been some kind of showing fraternal considerations, so fraternal costs to terrorists. Otherwise, I don't see a reason why somebody you declared wanted and place a bounty on his head by the police itself will come up publicly to take a title at a very well organized event, and the same police and the same army is there present providing security for the event. The commissioner of police didn't say anything about it. He didn't see it. And the same police also, as of today, has reaffirmed that the man's name is still on the wanted person list, and the bounty is still there on his head.
And he was stubborn.
And he was stubborn before them. They saw it. They were there. In fact, pictures of the man being stubborn, you see a policeman right there behind him, probably his own orderly. And this is the mess you have found Nigeria in. And since it's happened, that goes a long way to justify when people allege that, look, government is working in cahoots with terrorists. It's things like this lend credence to such allegations.
I like what Achilles said. There is what we have now in the country, fraternal consideration in treating cases of terrorism in the country. That is definitely a very good evidence, because if all the security apparatus were there and this man was being turbaned and nobody moved a finger, it leaves a lot to be said. There are layers of security. We have the plainclothes men, the DSS guys. We have the policemen. We have all kinds of security layers of. So how come nobody knew about this turbaning? And let us just be very be very factual, very sincere with ourselves. In the north, the emirs are supposed to be part of the security arm of the governor. So that emir could not say he's not aware this man is on the wanted list. Yeah, the governor cannot also say he's unaware this guy was going to be turbaned. I mean, he must have gotten some clearance because the emirs are appointed by the governors. They are answerable to the governors. They are not autonomous. There's no under our existing constitution. They are answerable to the governor. So for him to have take any decision to do any function or make any move, the governor must be aware of that development. This man, the title, according to the translation from what I read in the media, is that he's the head of the Fulanis in his community. So that means the terrorists have taken control of that particular community and must have demanded that he be appointed their head. So for him to be head of that means he's also part of the Emirate Council there. So what are we talking about? I think in certain parts of the northern part of our country, the terrorists have taken hold of the system. I also recall that Zamfara has, while we were at the height of the Boko Haram issue, Zamfara was bombarded by the terrorists. But the issue was played down because the attention, the whole attention was shifted to the northeast, to Boko Haram issues, and nothing was done. But from media, from the conventional media, I'm not talking about social media now, the conventional media was still reporting of these attacks of the terrorists, ravaging communities, ravaging villages, ravaging farmlands. But it's not even this present governor. The past governor did little to control them. We have a whole lot of issues on our hands. But like we said, what are the service chiefs doing? The whole from the top. It's not enough to have suspended the emir. There's been a commentator who said that what the emir did was to get to a negotiation table with these bandits. Said, no, we want our own head. Okay. Beside all the payment they've been made to them, say, no, we want to also have our own authority. So we need our own head who can represent us officially. So that is what has just taken place. Let us not run away from the actual fact. So the suspension is a make-believe. It is neither here nor there. It has solved no problem. What the governor has done was a stunt, a PR stunt, which has not solved any problem. So this guy who was stubborn, where is he now? Why hasn't he been arrested?
Because that incident happened because it is accumulation of similar incidents in our country. There is nothing like a repentant bandit. There is nothing like that. A bandit must have a consequence according to the law. You can't say a bandit has been repented. It is from the government. The government, they are the ones that bring up these things. When they catch up terrorists, instead of serving the law, they will tell us that they are repentant. That is why we hear this kind of incident, giving them terror. So that what they did to the emir, like everybody has said, it solves nothing. The government must give every bandit or every terrorist, they must serve them the law. There must be a consequence. This things to stop.
Coalition of Arewa Youth for Peace and National Development, they have called on Nigerians to disregard statements by the vice presidential candidate of All Progressives Congress, Kashim Shettima, questioning the competence of Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi. The group described Shettima's statement, calling Obi's competence to question as unpatriotic and capable of festering disunity among members of the public. And they said that the national president, Mohammed Gwadabe, said because of that, they were removing Shettima as their patron because his comments were divisive and reckless. Shettima had in an interview questioned Obi's competence, saying that Obi can only be president of Igbo land. He's not a technocrat and does not have what it takes to lead Nigeria. In his words, Nigeria requires a technocrat and a sound administrator who will continue from where President Muhammadu Buhari stopped, not someone who will come to take us back to the era of PDP. Nigerians don't want that. Presidential position is not for the unprepared, neither is it in an all-comers affair. P2B can only become a president in Igbo land, but definitely not in Nigeria. Nigeria is too big for him to handle. I think I want to start from our friends online. Obi, let me take you this. You heard this one. I'm sure you've calmed down a little. Let me have your take on this.
Okay, first of all, Shettima have to understand what is leadership. Most of our leaders in Nigeria thinks a leadership is just to steal money, give bribery, corruption. That's what they think is as leadership. How can you say somebody like Peter Obi that have chair central bank, chair some financial institution in Nigeria and they did well. He was a governor and he did well. He has a multi-billion-dollar company of his own and he did well. What does the man talking about Obi has? What has he lead? To be a leader is not just to run your mouth or take care of your family members or chop by chop or share money. That's not what a leader is all about. A leader is person that take care of the people he leads. And Obi has the qualities to be a leader. So it's a political statement. That's what I see that as. He just want to say it to make some of his party members look good or to discourage the people that want to leave his party to vote for Obi. You know, it's just one person comment, and that's his opinion, which he has right to give his own opinion. But we all know what the truth is, and we all know what Obi is capable of doing. There is a difference between somebody that is corrupt and somebody that is there for the people. Look at how calm and how obedient this Mr. Obi is. Upon all the money he has, look at how humble. I have never seen a leader humble like Obi before. And that's what turned people on where he is. So what Shettima said, don't make no difference. It's not going to stop people not to support Obi or not to vote for Obi. That is going to be can be Igbo president, not Nigerian president. You know, I think on the whole thing is he's just making a political statement to make his party look good. That's the only thing I can see there, nothing else. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Jeff. Are you with us? Honorable Jeff? All right. Paul Iwunze. Paul, let's hear you on that.
That statement did the APC, that party, did them harm. It didn't do them any good, because that statement, we can look that statement as he's trying to divide the country. That statement, that's what it looks. Because the APC will look at it like this way. There is no nation in Igbo land. The Igbo land are part of Nigeria. And he is saying Obi can be president of in Igbo land. So are you giving the Igbo people their own nation now? So Obi will be their president. So it's just a bitter statement. He's a bitter man. They are all trying to find a way to, bring Obi. At first they said his movement is just an internet thing. Now they're afraid of him.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kate.
Yeah. You see, that statement coming from a person of Shettima's status, as we are told, he's the vice presidential candidate of APC. To me, it's unpatriotic, it's unnationalistic, it's uncharitable, and it's immodest, to say the least. Because on record, we know Peter Obi has held a lot of positions, including being a governor of a state. And when people talk of competence, character, and capacity of leadership, I begin to wonder whether those who have been thrown out to have the competence, capacity, and character to lead us, whether they actually possess those qualities. Because if they do, such people will not be making this kind of unguided, reckless statement on
All right. Thank you. Honorable Jeff.
Let us deconstruct Kashim Shettima. Who is Kashim Shettima? Where is he coming from? What are his political antecedents? The little I knew was he came in from the banking sector, and then because these facts, and due to some of the Nigerian style of doing politics, he was shooting into the governorship. But before then, several one or two governorship hopefuls were shot dead by the Boko Haram people. How come he survived? What secret did he bring to the table that enabled him survive and eventually becoming governor? He was brought in by SAS, Senator Ali Modu Sharif, and along the line, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hello. Yes, who made him? Yes, who made him governor? Along the line, he disowned him, and they fought, and I don't know if they've reconciled. Now, on the national political terrain, Kashim Shettima, please pardon me, he's a nobody, he's a non-entity. His whole body language shows who he is. He's a narrow-minded tribalist. He's a sectionalist. So beyond the ticket he's running on, beyond the challenges we have with him, it is also worrisome that somebody in the caliber of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu brought him to run with him. At least we knew politically on the political scene the antecedent of Bola Tinubu in the Nadeko days. We knew what he did, in the political agitation to bring this democracy forward. But who is Kashim Shettima? So when he talks, we shouldn't be surprised that he's talking. He's just elevated beyond his own level of importance. He's just been promoted out of his level of capacity. He has nothing to offer this ticket. It's unfortunate he has been elevated to this point. It's very, very unfortunate. If the strategy team of Bola Ahmed Tinubu believe is the best they could get from Borno State, if they wanted to take specifically Borno State or from the Northeast, very, very unfortunate. I have been privileged to work for a certain period in Maiduguri, and those people are very hospitable. They are warm. They welcome strangers. They absorb people. But from the body language of this man, he's very hostile. He's tribal. He's ethnocentric. He's a bigot. Now he's talking about P2B. Even before the man went into the political terrain, he was a successful businessman, chairman of Fidelity Bank. And we know Fidelity Bank, yes, has a branch in just 1 minute, has a branch in all the states of the Federation. And now he's out of the abundance of his mind he's speaking. He's the ethnic sedimentation in his heart. That's where he's busting out from. So we should not be surprised. We should not be surprised at all.
Well, let's hear you.
Well, Yes, for Kashim Shettima, um, he deserves a lot of pity because he has a record of being very flippant and talking not out of point. The last time he ran the business on the current vice president, who he likened to an ice cream seller and a popcorn seller. You know, you can imagine that type of using such a guttural language on such an exalted position. Well, for Kashim Shettima, he's battling with legitimacy over his party. You know, so many, his nomination is attracting a lot of attention from with a lot of disaffection from his party members that so many people are threatening to leave the party. So in the bid to prove that he's doing something, he decided to talk to Scratch P2B. Instead of his colleague in the election is Dati Ahmed. He's a professor, his former colleague, and then his senior colleague as a senator. That should be the person that he should be talking to. It should be his presidential candidate, that is Ahmed Ibu, talking or discussing about P2B. He should be able to. They should be able to call him to order. If he has to, during the debate, he will go to a debate with Dati Ahmed. That's the person he will debate with. He can never have opportunity to debate with P2B. So P2B is not his mate in this, as far as this contest is concerned. Peter is running for president. He is running for vice president. So it's important that he gets to know that. And then secondly, he has only betrayed all the suspicions that people have been having about him. That he's one of the people who had a lot of, tendency to be a militant, because that language of Igbo land and all the rest of them seem that of a sectional person, somebody who is very sectional. So I don't think Shettima deserves a place where Nigerians are. It should be localized to a local government or to a local place where he belongs. And I don't think he's at the level to come and start talking to P2B in any form, So the earlier they call him to order, let him go and prepare to debate with Dati. That's the person he will debate with in the current debate. And we will engage him. I'm sure Dati will be ready to engage him.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable. Some messages coming in. Tony Ebuka, when someone is a failure, he feels threatened by a successful man. So all he can do is to talk him down. APC is banking on division. That's why they need division to fly their Muslim ticket.